now.
Now at 10, reaction from students after a shooting near the UW campus has left someone hospitalized. Plus, a Madison Music Festival helps benefit Badger Honor Flight. And a new viral challenge in honor of war veterans has made its way to Wisconsin. In our continuing coverage, one person is still hospitalized tonight after a shooting near the UW campus over the weekend. This comes as classes start tomorrow for students, and many are now questioning their safety as the new school year begins. NBC15's Lauren Winfrey spent the day near campus speaking with area residents and has more on their reaction.
The first day of class for many UW-Madison students is less than 24 hours away. And instead of studying the class syllabus, some say they're more concerned about safety.
We've had a lot of issues with, on this campus specifically, with sexual assault and hate and bias incidents.
But even with her list of campus issues, UW student Jackie Spate says she's never worried about gun violence so close to home until now.
It's upsetting that someone could be being reckless and we could end up getting hurt.
Spate isn't alone in her sentiments. In fact, others were also shocked to hear of Sunday's shooting.
It's all college students usually, and I've never heard of any crime happening here before. So it was just kind of shocking.
There's a lot of events and parties that occur here, but I've never heard of any violent crime or anything like that occurring here. It was pretty crazy.
And UW student Thompson Bliss says although he doesn't know why the shooting happened, his goal is to remain more vigilant in the area as he steps into a new school year.
I won't feel unsafe walking down the street or anything, but generally, maybe at night I'm going to keep my eyes open a little bit more because this area is obviously not as safe as I thought it was.
That was Lauren Winfrey reporting. The victim of the shooting is a 22-year-old man. According to the Madison Police Department, he was shot in the stomach and transported to an area hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police say the man is not a UW student.
Well, we've had great weather the entire weekend, but now the weekend is over, and we do have some storm chances as we head throughout this week. But overnight, we'll still be dry and also warm. Temperatures still outside of Madison, 77 degrees, also humid as well, 68-degree dew points out there. So very warm. Most locations actually still hovering around 80 degrees. And 10 o'clock at night, that is very warm and very humid for this time of year. And that'll give us some energy for potential showers and storms as we head over the next few days. But Sky Tracker indicating not much over us, a lone shower in Juneau and Adams counties. But as we look towards the northwest of us, that's where all the activity is through Minnesota. That is actually a frontal system that's going to be sliding southward, giving us storm chances tomorrow, but overnight will stay dry. And I'll talk more about the shower and storm chances not only for tomorrow, but for the rest of the week coming up in just about 10 minutes. Lee?
Sounds good, AJ. Thanks. In the meantime, the gorgeous weather made for a perfect day for families to enjoy some good music and support some great community causes this afternoon. Recreational Rhythms put on its 13th annual music festival, and this year it was bigger than ever. The group has changed locations over the years to accommodate the growing crowds. And this year, the music, food, and fun could be found over at the East Side Club. This year's event benefits Badger Honor Flight, East Side Sharks, and Madison Music Makers.
It's awesome to see all these kids and give bands work and just everybody having a good time for a good cause. That's what we're all about.
Last year, the group raised about $7,000. They're hoping to top that number this year. And some local workers celebrated the day off at Labor Fest. The family-friendly event was held this afternoon on the Madison Labor Temple lawn. The president of the South Central Federation of Labor says it's important to celebrate the accomplishments of unions on Labor Day.
In part to look back at history in terms of what labor has contributed. That goes from, the weekends off that we enjoy, many of the holidays that we enjoy, as well as 40-hour work week.
Gunlock says it's a place to meet new people and find out what organizations and local unions are doing. Hundreds of visitors in Washington County took a moment out of their holiday to pay their respects to Vietnam veterans. The moving wall is a half-size replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. It stopped in Germantown today. Just like the original in D.C., the wall lists more than 5,800 names. More than 1,100 of those people were from Wisconsin. And for the many who experienced such a divisive time in our country's history, the moving wall offers them solace.
Just wonderful to see how people are coming up to you and saying thank you for your service and welcome home. And it's a big thing that we needed a long time ago, but we're getting it now.
Organizers estimate more than 20,000 people visited the wall over its 5 days in Germantown. In a Crime Tracker 15 report, Fitchburg police are searching for a man whom they say robbed a pizza delivery driver at gunpoint. It happened just before 10 last night on High Ridge Trail. Fitchburg police say the suspect took off with money and 2 pizzas. The suspect is described as a black man around 5 foot 6 inches tall. He was wearing a gray hoodie and gray sweatpants and a mask covering his mouth and nose. Meanwhile, Madison police are looking for a man who robbed a gas station. It happened at the PDQ on Mineral Point Road near Westtown Mall just after 10:30 last night. Police say the man went into the gas station, showed a knife, and demanded money. He then took off. This suspect is described as a black man, 18 to 24 years old, about 5'10", with a small to medium build. He has short, dark hair and was wearing a red sweatshirt and blue jeans with a face mask or bandana covering his face. 3 people were injured in a rollover crash in Dane County. It happened last night just before midnight on Highway 51 near Tower Road in the town of Dunn. Authorities say the 24-year-old driver lost control and went into a ditch. The driver, along with one of his passengers, had to be removed from the vehicle. The driver was arrested for his second OWI causing injury. Coming up on NBC15 News at 10, floodwaters are finally beginning to subside in parts of Florida, where then Hurricane Hermine left her mark.
Coming up tomorrow on the morning show, are you looking for some unique back-to-school snacks? We've got different recipes all week long. To kick things off, we'll learn how to make apple waffle sandwiches.
Ooh, nice. I'm always looking for snacks. If you think today was warm and humid, wait till tomorrow. High temperature is expected to approach 90 degrees with a lot of humidity. Then we have the threat of some severe weather coming into play on Wednesday. I'll have the forecast details. See you tomorrow.
Here come the last of the 2016s.
Stylish Prius, sporty Camry, adventurous RAV4, they're all here. But not for long.
The final days are going on now. Get 0% APR on 11 of Toyota's most popular models. Toyota, let's go places.
The best sales are around the holidays, so the Brothers Maine is having a big holiday blowout. You'll find big savings in our expanded showrooms now with our largest appliance selection ever. And we've just cut prices on all the top brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. Refrigerators, washers, dryers, ranges, and dishwashers, they're all on sale now. With 12 months of 0% interest, you could even be eligible for package rebates up to $1,500. Don't miss the big deals and big savings during our big holiday blowout sale now at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Ruth, she had a recipe for everything. Make big plans, but live spontaneously. Travel more. And make your best memories on a 500-degree sizzling plate. Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. This is how it's done.
When exactly did life become a whirlwind of to-do lists and morning commutes and day-to-day rigmarole? And how is it that life always seems to be getting in the way of living? Of doing what you always dreamed of doing, of living the life you always wanted to live. Well, that stops today. Today, a dreamer becomes a doer. Park Bank, make someday today.
Come in now and get the 2016 you've been waiting for at Toyota's annual clearance event. It all ends September 6th, so hurry in before they're gone. The final days are going on now. Get 0% APR on 11 of Toyota's most popular models. Toyota, let's go places.
It's a worldwide movement, and it's all over our area. It might be all over your Facebook news feed. A challenge for people to do 22 push-ups for 22 days. But it's about a lot more than physical fitness. NBC15's Syra Onward joins us now to introduce us to a man who's hoping to end veteran suicides one push-up at a time.
Lee, 22 veterans commit suicide every day as a result of post-traumatic stress disorder. A veterans group called 22 Kill started the push-up challenge to help fight the stigma associated with the trauma of war. Much like the Ice Bucket Challenge, the videos have gone viral and have caught on all over Wisconsin. Push-ups aren't just for the gym. Marine Corps veteran and Madison resident Daniel Decker says he's glad to see a social media movement shining a light on veterans issues.
It's very tough and it's hard to deal with, especially being a veteran myself. I've had times where I've been homeless, times I've had to struggle, and a lot of our veterans all struggle. So if I could do something to raise awareness for them and possibly get them help that they need, I'm all for it.
So Decker has been rolling up his sleeves every day to muscle through the workout, and I thought I'd try it too.
3. And I'm noticing that over time, I'm actually enjoying it because I'm starting to get fit again.
Nice. So it's not just for the boys.
It's helping them kind of get the attention they need.
Pushing through this challenge to help our heroes push through PTSD.
I am hoping the statistic ends.
Now, Decker says with the challenge ending a stigma associated with discussing PTSD, he hopes people suffering will find the courage to get help by talking to friends, family members, and medical professionals. To find out more about an organization working to reduce the suicide rate in veterans, you can head to covermeveterans.org.
Syra, thanks. Still ahead on NBC15 News at 10, some Florida swimmers found themselves in, we'll call it a stinky situation. We'll tell you more coming up.
And things are still quiet in southern Wisconsin, but that'll change as we head over the next few days. Showers and storms are certainly in our forecast. Now the details coming up.
You're watching NBC15 News with Lee Mills, John Stoplett, meteorologist Brian Dubes, and Mike Jocks.
Here's how we do it. At Slumberland's Labor Day sale, we do it big, and we don't miss a beat. Buy this sofa for just $5.98 and get the love seat free at Slumberland's Labor Day sale. Slumberland, it's a good life.
Gigantic tent event on the east side at Metro Ford of Madison. Tuesday, August 23rd through Tuesday, September 6th. All remaining 2015 Fords plus all 2016s get extended term 0% financing. 100 pre-owned, tagged with rock-bottom model year blowout pricing. Like pre-owned 14 Fusion and Escapes from $11,988, $189 a month. Don't miss Metro Ford of Madison's gigantic tent event through 6 p.m. Tuesday, September 6th.
Nachos time, buddy. And now for the cheese. No.
Looking for this?
Crystal Farms. Hey, did you remember the dog food? It's a little dramatic.
Crystal Farms of Lake Mills, Wisconsin. Made by cheese lovers for cheese lovers.
The #1 decision that you make when replacing windows is what company to choose. To find out why Thebco is the most referred, call or visit Thebco.com today.
Did you know that Chevrolet is the most awarded car company 2 years in a row?
Oh, wow. Surprise.
Chevy's coming out with some nice stuff.
The design's great.
I love it.
#1 in my book. And Chevy's going to give you 0% financing for 72 months. That's 6 years of no interest.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
If you only had 72 hours to get a great deal on this car, what would you do?
Can we sign with you?
The Chevy 72-hour sale is here. This Labor Day, get 0% financing for 72 months on all your favorite 2016 Chevy models. Hurry, the clock is ticking. Get yours now. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Here's how we do it. At Slumberland's Labor Day mattress sale, we aim high and price low.
How we do
like a
it.
Sealy Queen set for just $2.99.
How we
jump on it.
do it.
Slumberland, it's a good life.
Around the nation, Labor Day traffic in South Tennessee was brought to a halt after a bus carrying a group of U.S. Marines caught fire. Officials say the bus was carrying about 40 Marines when it overheated and caught fire on an interstate. Luckily, no injuries were reported. The Marines were traveling from camp in Jacksonville, North Carolina, to Nashville for Marine Week. Floodwaters are slowly starting to recede across Pasco County, Florida. Officials say a local river overflowed its banks during the heavy rains from Hurricane Hermine. About 750 people were forced to evacuate their homes as the water got close, and for some made it all the way inside. Officials say they expect the high water to go down to its normal stage by tomorrow afternoon. And in other parts of Florida waters, there's something lurking along the western beaches. Reporter Crystal Knowles spoke with two people who missed the no swim signs and ended up surrounded by fecal matter.
This view looks like a vacation destination commercial. Clear water, tropical weather, wildlife, and...
Do you know what this means? Do you see the red flag? Fecal matter!
Local resident Ryan Leach tried to warn beachgoers about the no-swim advisory due to high levels of Enterococcus.
I kind of feel dirty. I'm ready to go home, take a shower.
Unfortunately, Leach didn't notice the signs before he went snorkeling in bacteria-infested waters.
I had to rinse out my mouth out here because I swallowed a bunch of it.
And his friend John Patrick suffered the same fate.
When you have snorkel and a mask and fins on, you almost can't help getting water in your mouth. And like I said, I kind of wish we'd caught the flag before we got in the water, and that wouldn't have happened, but what are you going to do?
Enterococcus is a bacteria found in fecal waste. Some of the side effects are diarrhea and vomiting.
A little disgusting.
A little?
Yeah, actually, I feel like really disgusting.
Leach is hoping his friends don't cancel their holiday plans with him.
Because they'll probably think I'm a little weird if I'm going to go diving and poop. You know, they're not going to have me over for dinner, that's for sure, because they're going to think I'm going to want to go take a swim in their septic tank instead of the pool out back.
Patrick's advice to beachgoers?
Pay attention to the red flags. They mean something.
There's our lesson. Pay attention to those red flags. That was Crystal Knowles reporting. The no-swim advisories, by the way, have been lifted for at least 2 of the beaches.
This is your Weather Authority forecast.
Well, we couldn't have expected any better weather than we could have had for Labor Day weekend. And topping off today, plenty of sunshine, and temperatures still got up into the mid to upper 80s overall. Beautiful afternoon. And once the sun set, we still had some, well, not really dealing with too many clouds. There were a few in the distance, but that's our next storm system well in the distance. Winds still out of the south. Temperatures still hovering around 80 degrees right now, but we did hit 86 degrees, which is 10 degrees above average, so certainly warmer than we should be for this time of year. And as we head over the next few days towards the end of the week, we'll slowly cool down, but still one more warm day as we head into tomorrow. But high temperatures in Madison today, 86, 88 in Janesville, near 90 degrees, and actually hit 90 in Boscobel today. So some locations dealing with summertime heat, and if anything, even higher than what we would normally experience during the summer as well. So it was warm, but also windy. Most winds were around 20 to 30 mile an hour, at least wind gusts this afternoon. Ushering in warm and also humid air. Most dew points around the 70-degree mark right now. In addition to temperatures outside, it is warm, humid, and energetic outside, and potentially will fuel some showers and storms as we head over the next few days. But we'll continue to see those temperatures slowly cool down a little bit tonight, but still well above average, and we'll likely get low temperatures around the 70s. But looking to the west of us, northwest, a cooler, more fall-like air mass. That'll be sinking to the south, but it's going to take a while to get here. This bubble of warmth will be sitting around until we get showers and storms through here to cool us down. But on Sky Tracker, notice clear skies over us still to the northeast of us, well, northwest rather. That's where showers and storms are building in portions of Minnesota as a frontal system is to our north. But that front has to sink south first before we get the showers and storms in here. It's going to take a long time to get to us as we head towards tomorrow morning, still dealing with mostly sunny skies. Some clouds may filter in during the evening, and then we'll be watching this stronger line of storms develop towards 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, even towards midnight, sink southward. These could be on the stronger to severe side as they push southward, and then we'll have some scattered shower and thunderstorm activity basically the entire day on Wednesday. There may be a slightest chance of seeing a severe storm on Wednesday, but overall, that risk is low. Tuesday, well, tomorrow night is our highest risk for severe weather, but this front will be sliding through gradually. We'll get some drier air in here as we head towards Thursday, and that'll be in place just for one day, and then another round of storms will be coming in as we get into Friday as well. So it'll be pretty stormy over the next few days, especially tomorrow night. We have a 30% chance of severe weather for some of our locations, 20% for Madison area at least, as we head through tomorrow night. And the main risk being potentially some damaging winds, small to medium-sized hail, but I think wind will be the biggest threat, and potential flash flooding with these storms coming in. Remember, we had almost a 4-inch surplus last month, and it's only been dry for about 5 days. Any rain on top of that 4-inch surplus could cause some minor flooding. So tonight, 70 degrees will be on the warmer side. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible, especially points north. And then tomorrow, 87 degrees, very warm and humid, winds south, 5 to as many as 15 miles an hour. So we'll be breezy, but we'll get those showers and storms in here towards the evening. Those could be on the stronger side. And then even on Wednesday, throughout the entire day, we'll have about a 70% chance, so probably the highest chance we'll see rain, and then one more chance as we get into Friday before a big cool down during the weekend.
So we had a lot of rain in August, rainy week, but looks like September will be drier.
On average, it's only about 3 inches, and August is almost a full inch more on average, and we had almost 8 inches of rain the past month.
Wow.
So we'll likely have less, but there is some stormy chances as we head throughout the week.
Okay, AJ, thanks. Coming up on NBC 15 News at 10, find out what doctors are warning could be the cause of aggressive behavior in children. Plus, the Badgers try not to look back to that awesome game against LSU, but instead face the future. Jocko explains next in NBC 15 Sports. But first, a quick look at tonight's winning lottery numbers.
NBC15 Weather Authority is brought to you by Lawton and Cates. If you have been hurt in an auto accident, let us help you get the settlement you deserve. Trust the voice of experience.
The 2017s are here, and more arriving almost daily. The new 2017 Subaru Outbacks at Don Miller Subaru. Selection's great, including just about every available feature and option, like Subaru's reverse automatic braking system, the EyeSight driver's assist, and the rear cross traffic alert. Get standard all-wheel drive and great MPG. Don Miller Subaru, east near Easttown or west on Odena, Madison.
Don Miller.
We asked U.S. Cellular customers to show us all the beautiful places they get coverage with our strong signal. You posted from the seashore. You shared from your hike. You showed us this sunset. You posted from the farm. And you adventured way out there. A lot of amazing places. U.S. Cellular put towers where the other guys don't. So join our network and start sharing your moments from the middle of anywhere.
We upped the ante at Culver's to create the new crispy Southwest chicken sandwich. All natural whole white meat chicken breast, topped with spicy pepper jack cheese and jalapeno ranch on a lightly buttered toasted ciabatta roll.
The perfect cheese for pepper jack is going to be creamy and mild, and it's really going to tone down the spiciness of the peppers. You're going to taste the cheese first, and then you're going to get just a little bit of warmth from the peppers.
Really good. A bold new flavor, and only here for a limited time. Welcome to Delicious.
Prepare to be amazed by Stow and Go seating. It stows, and you go.
Right.
Here.
About time, Larry. Our most surprising deals of the year going on now. Now get 0% financing plus current FCA vehicle owners get $1,500 total bonus cash on the 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
This is NBC15 Sports.
Hello again, everybody. Hard to forget about that big win on Saturday at Lambeau. National TV audience playing at one of the greatest venues in all of sports. The place was rocking, but guess what? That was then, and this is now. The Badgers must now forge ahead. On to the next one, as my dude Jay-Z would say. He's not really my dude, but Bucky now plays Akron at the camp on Saturday. So I asked Jack Sitchie and Corey Clement today, how can UW avoid a letdown against the Zips?
Just start today with a lot of energy. Energy is contagious, and if the senior leaders and the leaders on the team have energy, I think it's going to trickle down. And if we just bring energy every day, I think I don't think that we're going to fall off.
I think it's going to be just the same. Now we get a chance to play a home game at our home field, and that's Camp Randall. I'm pretty sure all the fans are excited to get back, and I think that's going to be a great atmosphere to play in once again. So. This is our first true season opener at Camp Randall, so I think the energy level and the atmosphere is going to be just as strong.
The Badgers will move on, but do so without sophomore linebacker Chris Orr, who was injured against LSU and is now out for the season. Orr was hurt on this play, the Tigers' first offensive play from scrimmage. Went down after being in that heap and laid on the ground for quite some time. Orr injured his right knee and will miss the rest of the season. That's bad news. Former Badger Jared Abbrederis said he texted Paul Crisp and congratulated him after that big win. Someone should text Abby and congratulate him. The kid from Watoma, who was on the practice squad last year at this time, made the team and is fired up to face Jacksonville on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the season. I was joking around on the field. I said it's a lot better to be at the stadium today compared to last year, coming in different circumstances. So, but no, it's just exciting.
Well, I cannot believe that this is going to be week 4 of the Friday Football Blitz. Love me some Mount Horeb last week, and this week we will get back on the road for our game of the week. I'll make that announcement tomorrow at 6. Join us, won't you? The Brewers welcome the Cubs to Miller Park for a Labor Day sellout crowd, and Chris Carter, all he does is hit home runs deep and gone. His 33rd of the season. I told you, all he does is hit home runs. 1-0 good guys. And Chris Coughlin wants to ruin the party for the Brewers. Singles one to right. Miguel Montero gets on his imaginary horse and beats the throw. The Cubs lead 2-1. Solid 8th inning. Again, it's Coughlin for the Cubs. This time he gets 2 RBIs on the base hit to right. Jason Hayward and Javier Baez coming to score and puts up the Cubs 7-1. And people are all excited from Chicago. Yay, Cubs. But Ryan Braun trying to start a comeback, a solo shot, his 25th of the season, but it's not enough. The Brewers fall to the team from Chicago, 7-2. My mom and dad are watching the Dells. Hi, Mom and Dad. Thanks for having me. That's it for sports. NBC15 News at 10. We'll be right back.
NBC15 News is brought to you by Francois Ford, home of the lifetime warranty.
It's the final days of the Ford Freedom Sales event, and the deals just got better. Just announced 0% financing plus $500 Labor Day cash across the entire 2016 Ford lineup. And specially tagged vehicles get an extra $1,000 smart bonus cash. Freedom from interest and freedom to choose with Ford, America's best-selling brand. Hurry, get 0% for 72 and $500 Labor Day cash across the entire Ford lineup. Plus specially tagged vehicles get another $1,000 smart bonus cash.
So what do you girls want to be when you grow up?
I want to be an astronomer. I want to be a doctor.
Do you think you should be paid the same as boys?
Definitely. Yep.
Well, I raised my 2 girls right here, and they agree with you, and so do I. Unfortunately, in Wisconsin, a lot of women make less than men doing the same job. I'll work for equal pay for women and for paid leave so parents can care for a sick family member. Discrimination against any women is flat out wrong. What do you think of that?
Good call.
I'm Russ Feingold, and I approve this message.
Now that we've added adjustable base, I can sit up without propping pillows up or having it just everything move around.
You don't have to do anything. It does everything for you.
You can read a book or watch your movies, get your taxes done, whatever. It's kind of perfect.
Change your sleep. Change your life. Change to Tempur-Pedic. Now at Slumberland. Pay no interest for 6 years when you purchase a Tempur-Pedic mattress. Our best offer ever. The Labor Day sale. Slumberland. It's a good life.
Why does Papa Murphy's offer any large pizza for just $10 on Tuesdays? Because these things also happen on Tuesdays.
Soccer practice. Softball practice. T-ball practice. Picture day. Jake's mom can't do carpool. Dentist appointments. Orthodontist appointments. Tuba lessons. Hop-a-thon. PTA meetings. Science fair. Show and tell. Book reports. Mathlete practice.
Papa Murphy's $10 Tuesdays. Make Tuesdays easier and more delicious. Any large pizza, just $10. Fresh made, fresh baked. Papa Murphy's.
Love at 425 degrees.
Tonight on Fallon, Will Smith makes an entrance. Plus an epic Usher performance and hashtags. Fallon tonight. Seth Meyers welcomes Henry Winkler from NBC's Better Late Than Never. NBC Tonight.
In your health news, a new study suggests children who are exposed to more virtual violence could display more aggressive behaviors than their peers. Danielle Barber explains how parents can help to curb what doctors are calling the media diet.
Virtual violence is going to be violence that you're not physically experiencing yourself, but you are exposed to by video games or movies or TV shows.
This violence, whether real or fictional, is what some doctors say could cause a child to become more destructive, especially if exposed at an earlier age.
Pre-adolescent and early teenage kids is when a lot of the video games are kind of marketed towards that age group, but they may not necessarily know how to control their behaviors.
Pediatrician Dr. Brennan Forward recommends parents monitor their child's activity, whether it's online, mobile apps, or video games.
If you're sitting down and playing a game with your kid and you think, oh my gosh, this is pretty intense, probably not a good idea for a preteen to be playing a game like that.
But games aren't the only cause for concern. Dr. Forward says for kids who are less than 6 years old, it's important to protect them from all virtual violence, including television.
They don't necessarily always know the difference between pretend violence, so something you might see on a cartoon, and real. So they may act in a certain situation because they saw something on a cartoon do that, but they don't know that it could be bad.
Explaining the outcome of violence is one way Dr. Forward says can help to show right from wrong.
So if somebody gets hurt or gets injured, also maybe showing their family how they react, so it's not just the act of the violence, but the consequences of the violence.
While Dr. Forward says not every child will turn violent or aggressive after being subjected to violent material, he still urges parents to be wary of what their kids are doing.
Always important, and that was Danielle Barber reporting. Dr. Forward also encourages parents to model good behavior at home, as kids are more likely to follow by example. We'll be right back with a final look at your forecast.
Best price in town, $388 for a Sealy Queen set at Slumberland.
Here you go.
Our dog is gonna love camping with this.
Come on, get in! Aaron! Come on! Let's do it again. Ready?
My turn.
Lease a new 2016 RAV4 with 0 due at signing, 0 down payment, and 0 first month's payment. Or get 0% APR for 60 months on RAV4 during Toyota's annual clearance event. Toyota, let's go places.
If you've been injured in an auto, truck, or motorcycle accident, call the Habish Auto Crash Injury Team.
Our team will get you the best settlement in a timely fashion.
Make the right choice.
Over 75 years of helping Wisconsin's injured. Habish, and Rotier.
We didn't plan a meal filled with foods that would make her smile. And we didn't make sure everything was absolutely perfect. But we did help you cook the meal that reminded her just how special she is. At Enbridge, we believe when the energy you invest in life meets the energy we fuel it with, beautiful things happen. Enbridge, life takes energy.
Wisconsin Athletics has teamed up with Subway Sandwich Shops for another delicious season of home football game ticket giveaways. Head in today for the Bucky Meal, complete with a Badgers Collector's Cup and a chance to win 2 tickets to a home game, only at Subway.
Find love at Metro Kia of Medicine when you drive a 2016 Kia Soul, the highest-ranked compact multi-purpose vehicle in initial quality, $189 per month, or the 2017 Kia Sorrento SUV, $289 per month. And all new Kias are backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. But Metro Kia of Medicine doubles that to 20 years, 200,000 miles limited. We want your old trade so you can drive. Plus, get a $350 prepaid Visa gift card for back-to-school shopping from Metro Kia of Medicine with any new Kia. This month only. MetroKiaofMedicine.com. Se habla español.
Good careers with great pay and benefits are always in style at Cost Cutters.
There's no doubt Olympic gold medal winning gymnast Lori Hernandez can flip, but can she flip and pitch the ball over home plate? Hernandez threw out the first pitch of the New York Mets game on Saturday. How good did that? Well, okay, the pitch was a little off, but the aerial looked amazing. She jumps off the mound, does an aerial, throws the ball to the pitcher. That's a little to the side there. She was part of the gold medal U.S. gymnastics team, of course, and earned an individual silver medal on the balance beam.
If you win a gold medal with the team, Team USA, you can throw the ball any way you want.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you do a cool flip to boot, so
sure.
why not?
The aerial threw off the pitch anyway.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Although she's used to doing it on a beam, so, you know, that is very specific and straight. So the pitch maybe could have been a little better.
Okay. All right. So the forecast over the next few days still shows up with warm weather, especially tomorrow. 87 degrees, winds out of the south 5 to 15, and we will have storms at some point tomorrow afternoon, evening, maybe towards about midnight tomorrow night will probably be the best chance. But all of Wednesday, we have chances basically the entire day, 70% chance. So most of us will see a shower or a thunderstorm come through, lots of rain potentially, and then we'll cool things down towards the weekend with one more storm chance on Friday night.
It's going to be nice tomorrow morning. If you can keep it secret, I'm going to call in sick tomorrow about golfing. Don't tell
I
anybody,
won't
okay?
tell anyone.
It's between you and me.
But you got a lot of other people to ask to keep that same secret. Good luck with that.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a great holiday. We'll see you.